Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's Lionel, and I'm your host for LC Productions. And you are watching I Watch You Watch. Recovering Sistas. Yes, I am a week late. I do apologize. I was not feeling well, and I've been trying to find out when I could actually take this. I'll have another video for you in the morning for this upcoming episode. But Sisters, Season 7, Episode 6. I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Please like this video and share it. You can also subscribe to my channel if you are new. Welcome back to my subscribers, and also leave your comments below. All right, so tonight's episode is Sabrina's birthday, and Andy is hosting. All the ladies, they gather around. It doesn't look like there's going to be any boyfriends or anything to that nature, but they do their little thing. Danny comes in, and she's lit. And from a lot of drinking. I think that we'll probably see in the next couple of weeks, or maybe down the line, that Danny isn't handling it too well, at least going back into her past. I'm not going to say that it's not helping her, but she has a lot of ways that she copes with things. I mean, come on. For the longest time, it's always been weed and also drinking, so it's still a natural way to try to deal with stuff. Even though her therapist is giving her different activities to do, which we'll find out in a later episode, I still think that this is a coping mechanism that she's at least familiar with right now. They talk a little bit about Jordan and Andy coming together. Sabrina compares them to Megan and Harry. Andy's enjoying it, and because they're like, oh, you're being put in this like political type of situation. I want to know what's going to happen with Andy, because her career has been in the forefront. So, of course, she's trying to make partner. What will this do if she does become first lady of whatever seat that Jordan ends up like holding? We know in the next episode there's some stuff that's about to happen, unfortunately. Danny, she ends up sharing that she's on this app where they're sharing different sex stories. I guess she's writing stories or something about herself, and she's really turned on by them. Karen, she is griping that Zach wants a paternity test, rightfully so. And Danny's like, well, don't you think that it's his right to want to know the answer? And then Karen first said, I know Fatima's the one that is making him do this. But anyways, that's when Danny was like, don't you think he is the father? Don't you think he has a right to know? And then that makes Karen be defensive, but they hurry up and break that on down before there's an actual argument. They do a cheers. Basically, they say all nice things, all the ladies, to Sabrina. Sabrina ends up crying, and she ends up telling them that, I'm going to freeze my eggs. I know that Rich is not really down for it, and it's just going to be an oh well type of situation for whenever I want to use my eggs and to have a child. So Gary and Hayden, they're at the gym, and they're talking a little bit, and all of a sudden blood drips out of Gary's nose. We know that he is sniffing that white powder a lot, and he looks quite crazy even trying to do it. Hayden asked, are you okay? He said, oh yeah, I'm okay. Just a little allergies going on. And then he's trying to pretend that he's over Andy and the whole Jordan situation. I said, sir, absolutely not. Basically, he's like, well, how can I help you in beating Andy? That's where he's at right now, or how he's trying to act like he is, so that he can make partners. So I think they start talking about when Andy won. Did they talk again? Oh, later on we'll get into that. Andy, we split back over to the party. Most of the ladies are scattered on, and Andy gives Sabrina some money, and Sabrina's like, no, don't do that, da, 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 da. And Andy said, I'm your friend, and I know that you do need it, and that's what friends are for, blah, 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 blah. Later on, Maurice visits Sabrina, and he ends up doing what his normal do, always clowning her and singing happy birthday. Sing, sir. I forgot the actor's name, but he's a great singer. So she tells him about the baby, that she's freezing the eggs, and whom he's dating. So it looks like Maurice has already gave up the cookies. Before the 6 months, I think he said that it would take, but I guess not. I mean, the dude was working hard, and he sounded like a good guy, but it could be too good to be true. Sabrina did ask Maurice, how is Calvin? And he said he's good. He sent me the rent. And she's like, well, hopefully he's going to talk to me at some point. And Maurice was like, he will eventually, blah, 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 blah. It is odd that Calvin has not reached out at all. No matter if he did go on and try to get married to someone, it's kind of like, what is going on, as if we shared nothing. It's kind of like, ugh. I could get where Sabrina is kind of feeling like I'm just chopped liver and we didn't just go through anything. Oh, all right. So we are now at not Andy's office, but at a boardroom office, and Michael is theirs now. So congratulations. Zach is overwhelmed. He starts tearing up a little bit. Fatima was excited, and then all of a sudden she started being weird, being quiet. Zach's like, everything's okay. Zach's like, oh wow, we can start making organic meals for him. We're gonna have to trade in a car to get a van. We're gonna have to get a bigger house. As they're signing the paper, Fatima was reluctant on doing it, and they said, are you okay? She's like, yeah. There's got to be conflict in these relationships, y'all. I know that we are Zatima forever, but hey, that's how the cookie crumbles. All right, so Danny goes and visits Tony. She is drunk, and she's in the mood. She starts taking off her clothes, and then all of a sudden, children run in, and we find out that these are Tony's children. Danny already knew about it, that he had children, but it was a surprise to her that they were there. The children finally leave the room, and they talk a little bit about it. Basically, the mom said that he needs to step up in this time for her, and he's going to be having the children at least over the summer. Danny is upset about it because this is now kind of out of the blue. How come you didn't tell me? He said, I was going to tell you, like over dinner or whatever. I mean, so it's still kind of a surprise, Tony. And if you know Danny like you act like you do, I wouldn't have tried to surprise her with it, or I'm going to wait till later to say something about it. No, you might want to let her know up front so that you don't have these type of reactions. You might get somewhat of the same reaction, but at least you're prepared for it, and you don't have to, let's say, I don't think you have to get you won't get the same wrath, and you can't have any of the responsibility on you as far as you, quote unquote, trying to hide it. Let's see. Pam is having some type of women's event at the shop. While they're there, they are ordering this stuff that Pam has for the hair. And she said that she's got 300 orders, and she's gotten them within an hour. Karen's like, what is going on? Did you charge something to the card? Do you even have a license to do all this? And Pam's like, don't worry about it. You know how she is anyways. Terrell is there. I think that's his name. The UPS guy. Of course, he's paying her compliments. Karen is being passive aggressive about it, or just not giving him the shine that he wants at the moment. But that's kind of typically Karen. Andy and Fatima, they're back at the office, and Andy's like, well, what's going on? She ended up saying that she got accepted into law school today. And Andy said, that's wonderful. And congratulations, Fatima, in regards to that. She basically doesn't know how Zach is going to accept that, especially now that he has Michael. And then we still got to wait on this other baby to see if that is his child and all that good stuff, paternity. And Andy's like, well, I'm sure you all will work it out. And Fatima's like, we're always in the position where we got to figure it out. And I just don't know at this point. Fatima's at a crossroad. She's now able to start living out her dreams. I don't think that she loves Zach any less, but she doesn't want to be put in the background, as she does say a little bit later. Andy said, you need to tell Zach, as far as you getting into law school, this is a way for him to finally be there for you. And she said, you're right. Blah, blah, blah. Later on, Andy gets a call from Jordan. I think Andy said that she had to back out of something that he had planned. And he said, no problems. I understand what's going on with your life. I'm not going to trip. And she said, thank you and all that. Jordan ends up, when he's about to get off the phone, I love you. And then Andy was very reluctant about saying that. And then she ended up saying, oh, I'll call you later. I think she said, thank you and I'll call you later. That was not the response that Jordan was looking for, unfortunately. So Fatima gets home, and basically Zach has decorated the whole house as this child zone type of situation. He's talking all this child talk, and Fatima wants to tell him about what's going on in her life, and he ends up, when she's about to tell him, then he gets a call from Bryce wanting to look at a house. And Fatima's like, who looks at houses at the in the middle of the night? And then Zach said, don't start. And basically he said, somebody's got to start making dinner. And Fatima said, who said that I'm going to make dinner? And I think Zach said somebody got to do it, blah, blah, blah. He's gone right now. And at this point, Fatima calls over Angela so they can have a talk. Hayden and Tamara. Tamara's cooking dinner. She doesn't know this, but Hayden has invited over Gary and Penelope, and it's a bunch of fake stuff going on right now. Penelope acting like everything's cool with her house and all that good stuff. So Gary and Hayden meet up, and Hayden tells them about Andy winning the case for Zach. And Gary's like, that's not really big enough. Like, congratulations. You need to get a bigger win. And I think it's going to have to deal with something, whatever they're cooking up to come up against Jordan with. So we shall see in regards to that. Tamara is not happy that Gary is over. We're going to see a little bit later. I'm getting there. We go back to Zach and Fatima's home. Angela comes over, and basically she's just questioning life right now. Zach is getting what he wants. Like, okay, he has one child and potentially two. What if I want to have children of my own? And just like, well, look, you got two children here. Your body doesn't have to go through the motions. Think about that also. Fatima just pictured her life in a different place at this point in life, and she's just not sure about the future that she has as it's painted out with Zach. So Angela, she's coloring and all that. It may not be the way you pictured it, but it may also come out as a masterpiece. You can color without outside of the lines, because she started coloring in this coloring book for Michael. Fatima's not really feeling any different, but still thanks Angela for being there for her. So Karen, she goes and visits a doctor, and basically is just asking, can she get a amniocentesis test to get the paternity, to see who the baby's father is. Danny starts journaling based upon what the therapist has said, and she's really saying a lot of empowering things, and I really like that for Danny right now, and I would love to see the new Danny. And I'm patient. I'm just glad that we're getting to see the first steps of what's going to happen for her. So we head back to Hayden's apartment. Tamara and Gary have it out a little bit because she don't believe anything that Gary got going on. She believes that he's still caught up on Andy, which is true, and don't love Penelope and all that good stuff. They get into an embrace and they end up kissing. I don't know what's going to happen, but once Hayden and Gary get on opposite sides again, that's going to be interesting. But tell me what you think. Is it good for Fatima to back out right now, even though she said that she would be a ride or die? She does not want her light to be dimmed, and she doesn't want to be put in the background and all that good stuff. She doesn't want to lose herself, and I don't blame her for that. Are Zach and Fatima for life? For real? With these new changes that are going on right now? I don't know. Let me know what you think is going to happen with this Jordan and Andy situation. And do you think that this child is going to be Zach's or not? Let me know in the comments below. But that's all I do have. I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Be sure to like this video and share it. And you can subscribe to this channel and also leave your comments below. Until the next one, peace.